Aliens may have been found, but no one dares to announce it. 40 light-years away, there is a dark red star, and 7 planets revolve around it, all of which are replicas of Earth. NASA put its most expensive telescope on it, and methane was detected in the atmosphere of one of them. Methane was detected. On Earth, methane is mostly exhaled by living things. What's even more bizarre is that this planet is locked by gravity. One side is always day, and the other side is always night. If there is life on it, they can only squeeze in a crack of eternal dusk. But what really keeps scientists up at night is not whether there is anything on this planet, but its star. It blasts the planet every 2 days, the lethal radiation, which is dozens of times stronger than the sun's strongest storm. In other words, if there is something alive on that planet, what it withstands is not evolution, but hell. This galaxy is called TRAPPIST, named after a coffee brand, but it may be the first stop for humans to find alien life. Let's talk about how outrageous this star is. It's a super cool red dwarf. It's only slightly larger than Jupiter, but its mass is dozens of times that of Jupiter. Its temperature is only 2,300 degrees, which is less than half of our sun's temperature. It sounds harmless, right? Don't worry, the horror is yet to come. Red dwarfs have a trait among all stars, the most perverted feature. It will lose its temper, scientifically called a stellar flare. To put it simply, is that the star suddenly spews out a huge amount of energy. The most powerful solar flare in the history of the Sun was the Carrington event in 1859, which directly burned down the global telegraph system. It was classified as a once-in-a-century event. As for TRAPPIST-1, according to the latest study by the University of Colorado in 2025, this star sprays 6 times a day. 6 times a day, a once-in-a-century disaster. On this planet, it's not even a daily occurrence. But interestingly, the research team found that the flares of TRAPPIST-1 are 10 times weaker than those of similar red dwarfs. The scientists' exact words are, "These flares are much weaker than expected." That is to say, it's like a short person but with weak fists. It hits you every day, but each punch is not fatal. This gives the planet a chance to survive. Okay, now let's talk about planets. All 7 are rocky, and all planets are the size of Earth. Humans have discovered over 5,000 exoplanets. Most of them are not gaseous giant planets or super-Earths. Like TRAPPIST is the only one with 7 terrestrial planets, and what's more, at least 3 of them fall in the habitable zone, which is neither too close nor too far from the star, where water can exist in liquid form. Only Earth is in this position in our solar system. TRAPPIST has 3 planets in this zone, but there is a fatal problem. All 7 planets are tidally locked, just like the Moon always faces the Earth with one side. These planets always face the star with one side. The side facing the star is so hot that rocks melt. The side facing away from the star is so cold that atmosphere freezes. According to common sense, there cannot be life on such a planet, but scientists have discovered a loophole. At the junction of day and night, there is a narrow band where the temperature may be just right. Scientists call this the Terminator habitable zone.
All life on a planet must be squeezed into a gap of eternal twilight. Half is flames, and the other half is extremely cold. The line in the middle is their entire world. This sounds sci-fi enough. But in 2025, the data from the Webb telescope makes everything even crazier. The NASA DREAMS research team used all the data of the Webb telescope to secure observation time. They only observed one planet, TRAPPIST-1. Why is it? Because among the 7 planets, B, C, and D have been confirmed to have no atmosphere and are 2 dead rocks. D was also ruled out as a terrestrial planet. Only one, the data of the Webb telescope, did not deny it. Not only did it not deny, but the data also vaguely it points to a conclusion that makes everyone hold their breath. This planet may have an atmosphere dominated by nitrogen, is similar to the composition of the Earth's atmosphere. Do you know what this means? A nitrogen atmosphere means that the surface can maintain liquid water. Liquid water means oceans. Oceans mean all the basic conditions for life are met. But don't be too happy. The MIT research team, in a paper published in the same year, pointed out that the methane signal detected before was probably not from the planet itself, but interference noise from the stellar atmosphere. That is to say, the discovery that excited the whole world might just be a beautiful misunderstanding. But the scientists did not give up. They arranged 15 more additional observations with the Webb telescope and designed a clever method and observed the confirmed gas-free TRAPPIST-1b, separate the noise generated by stellar activity and compared it with the EE data. If the EE signal remains after separation, it is not noise. It will be a real atmosphere. Once the results of this experiment are announced, it will be the first time in human history on an exoplanet outside the solar system the existence of an atmosphere. If the atmosphere is confirmed, the only question left to answer is whether there is any living thing on it. Now, let's do a thought experiment. Suppose you stand on the surface of TRAPPIST-1e. Instead of blue sky and white clouds, but a star, a dark red star 4 times larger than the sun. You can see very little visible light with your eyes. The whole world seems to be soaked in a blood-red filter. Your feet may be on an ice sheet, because TRAPPIST-1e only receives 60% of the starlight energy from Earth. If there are not enough greenhouse gases, it would be as cold as Mars. But if there is enough methane or carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the side facing the star, a liquid water, may melt out. From space, a dark circular water area melts in the middle of the ice, just like a huge eye staring into the universe. Scientists call it the eye planet.
What's more shocking is its interior. Because it is too close to the star, the tides repeatedly squeeze it. The frictional heat generated inside the planet is 24 times that of Earth. Deep inside this planet, volcanoes may keep erupting, releasing gas into the atmosphere continuously. And volcanic activity is precisely the key to the formation of the early Earth's atmosphere. Even if the star radiation strips the atmosphere again and again, the planet itself is replenishing it. This is a tug-of-war between the star and the planet. The stakes are all the life, all possible life on a planet. Red dwarfs have extremely long lifetimes. TRAPPIST-1e is expected to burn for 10 trillion years, more than 700 times the current age of the universe. When all the suns burn out, it will still be shining. This means that even if there is no life on Earth now, it still has trillions of years to slowly nurture. Life on Earth from nothing only took less than 1 billion years. Time is on the side of TRAPPIST-1e. By the end of 2025, the astrophysical journal Letters published 3 papers from MIT, St. Andrews University, and the University of Arizona. 3 teams used different methods, analyzed the same set of data from the Webb telescope, and the conclusions are highly consistent. TRAPPIST-1e is not Venus or Mars. If it has an atmosphere, the most likely scenario is a warm version of Titan. Titan is Saturn's largest moon with a thick nitrogen atmosphere and methane lakes. And TRAPPIST-E may be a similar planet, but closer to the star and higher temperature, and the conditions may be just right for liquid water. NASA plans to launch the Habitable Worlds Observatory in 2041, which is designed to search for alien life. At that time, it can directly distinguish whether there is oxygen and even spectral features reflected by chlorophyll. But to be honest, we may not wait until 2041. The Webb Space Telescope's 15 new observations are ongoing. The data may overturn everything at any time.
40 light-years is almost next door on the scale of the universe. If there is really life there, the planet under their feet in size, mass, and density is almost exactly the same as ours. Perhaps in the gap of eternal dusk, some kind of life form that we can't imagine at all is looking up at the same universe in their own way, asking the same questions as us. Are we alone?